Hello and welcome to the Generational Podcast. This is episode 38, Sanju Hachi, and we're proud to say that we finally got a new mic and we're able to have two people on and speaking at once. And
Instead of sharing the same mic, looking like two dudes in a porno.
Wow, Dad. Ready
What?
in the.
Telling you, man.
Mm-hmm.
There's people out there like that. They
Yeah.
like that stuff, man.
And that's why we got two mics now.
Yep. That way we're just one time in it.
Nico aru.
What? Nico?
Nico.
Two cats.
Nico and Nico.
Nico.
Mm-hmm. We got two cats. So,
Yes, we do.
you just talked about recently about some intelligent people.
Yeah.
And what about them that you like to say?
Like really highly intelligent people want you to break down every little fucking thing for them all the time. And I understand it. I get it. Like, you do it, Madison does it, there's some other people that do it, and they, like, want you to, like, they're like, oh, well, how do you do this move? And you're like, oh, you know, you take a step, and then you throw a punch, and you throw your punch like this. Like, oh, do you turn this way, and is it at this angle, and does your fucking ear wiggle to the left, and, you know, are you off balance just to your right a little bit, or are you stepping off? And like, no, just throw the fucking punch. It's like, you know, you're one of those people,
I am.
and you're like, it drives me bananas, you know, because I know you want to know every little detail of every little thing to make sure that you're doing it correctly. And sometimes you just gotta let that shit fly, man. You know, and
Okay.
that's like, I don't know. It's hard. I understand because I know how to teach, and I know how to teach everybody. I shouldn't say things like that because then somebody's gonna try and challenge me. This happened to me last time. I don't know how to teach everybody.
Yeah.
I can try with
Okay.
everybody
You can try your best.
and my best. However, I mean, I've taught people that probably couldn't be taught. Honestly.
Wow.
That I've had good I've had, you know, I've had good times with those people. So anyway, neither here nor there. Those type of people just drive me crazy because they're just like, oh, is my right toe wiggling here? Do I have to step like this at this angle? Does it crunch up? And does my little finger bend?
So they're perfectionists.
Oh, perfectionist.
Perfectionists.
Yes. And that's okay. It's okay to be that way. It's a wonderful thing to be that way.
Yeah.
Some people look down on stuff like that.
Well, I will say that it's a little bit of a problem for me because I have to have set everything right, the little droid falling and all that. You know,
Yeah.
the force being used.
Yeah, you kind of like, you take a lot of time and effort into doing a lot of this stuff. And I'm just like, let's just let this shit fly.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, it's people. I'm not worried about what people think or what people say to any extent at all.
Okay.
Like, I don't care. Like, okay, I'm an idiot. Yeah, you're right. I'm a piece of shit. Yeah, probably in somebody's story. You know, I mean, what do you want?
Well,
I'm losing my hair, probably. I'm probably losing hair too. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Everybody loses hair, Dad.
I'm losing my mind a little bit every day. I think I'm losing my eyesight a little bit every day. How about you?
I don't know yet.
You're
I'm
young.
not that age.
You're young. You're young. You don't even have to worry about any of that stuff. You see? I'm over here like looking at it like earlier. I was like, how far away do I have to hold the book before I can start reading again? You know, when does it reset? You know?
Ooh.
And it's getting to a point where because I'm always on screen.
You know, I'm a little bit afraid of those things, like getting older and your body's starting to deteriorate. Oh, I can't move my shoulder that well anymore, or stop being able to climb over walls or stuff like that. That kind of scares me a little bit because I don't want to lose any of my physical ability.
Knees over toes, always stretch every day. That's the best thing you can do. Like,
Definitely.
the best thing you can do, stretch every day. Stretch every day. Start small. Stretch every day. Knees over toes. Stretch every day. Knees over toes. Stretch every day. Lift weights. If lift weights is your kick, lift weights. Run. If running's your kick, run. Swim. If swimming's your kick, swim. But stretch. 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 I can't stress stretching enough. Get on your fucking blocks.
Right. Off your phone and on your blocks.
Get off the couch. Get on your fucking blocks. Get on your blocks. Get on your blocks. Get on your blocks. Do your plyometric blocks. Do your knees over toes blocks. Get on your fucking blocks.
Right. Because those blocks will help you all out, especially for your knees and the bands behind those knees. And if you get older, you want to have stable footing underneath you. Because if you fall, you're probably going to die if you go down a whole bunch of stairs and your knees give out on you. You don't want that happening. So we pressure out blocks. We want blocks.
Get on
we
your
want
blocks.
those blocks out.
Blocks will elevate your level,
Knees over
man.
toes.
Blocks will elevate your level. Plyometrics. You told me, I think last year you worked with plyometrics, didn't you, a little bit?
Yeah, plyometrics helps a lot with blood circulation, and it's pretty much holding your own weight.
Well, I thought it's like more of a, with plyometrics that I know of, it's more of your explosiveness. So
yeah,
a lot with your shots, a lot with if you're a football player, when you get off the line faster. I loved plyometrics. Plyometrics was something for me that was good. And I think you do plyometrics on your own already, don't you? Don't you have standing plyometrics you do?
Yeah, I do standing plyometrics, and I also do a lot of wrestling stuff, if you know what I mean.
You have a lot
Like
of wrestling workouts that you do, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are all plyometrics in a certain sense, but a little different.
You've got your own stuff. You don't have to tell them.
You don't
have to tell them. You've got your own.
I'm just going to say this. You got to train your martial arts and the workouts behind your martial arts, because if you don't, you're not really building the muscles that you're going to use in those situations where you are using your martial arts.
So you have to practice your stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I said stretch. Stretch. I can't stress it enough, and it helps me out when I do. And sometimes I'll go a couple days without stretching, and I'll feel like crap.
Done that before. Been there, done that.
It's not worth it. Yeah, it's different. It helps with your digestive system too. So
wow, I didn't know the digestive system part.
Yeah, it helps you poop, man.
I know that it helps you grow. So.
Oh, it helps you grow?
Yeah.
That explains a lot. Shit.
If you stretch, that means you're stretching out your muscles and you're allowing new strings to be.
Must explain why I'm short.
I don't think so, Dad. Napoleon was 5'6", so he was pretty short.
Yeah, a lot of the world dominating guys were short guys, I think.
They probably got bullied when they were younger.
That's probably what it was.
I'm gonna rule over everyone.
I'm going to get your ball! I don't even know if that was Napoleon, but anyway, it was somebody. Yeah, so what's going on, dude? This whole thing, I just can't stop hearing about this, cocaine in the White House. So Joe's on blow.
Joe's on blow. Hey, he's no Sleepy Joe no more.
No, you can't call him. He can't be called Sleepy Joe. He Awake Joe now. He's Zoot Zoot Joe right now.
I was about to say he's Sniffy Joe now.
Sniffy. He's always been Sniffy Joe.
Oh yeah.
Hey. Oh man.
Never changed.
Man.
Went from sniffing hair to sniffing lines.
Yeah, sniffing babies to sniffing lines. Sniffing babies and sniffing lines. Whoever knew politics would be so easy? All you have to do is sniff babies and sniff lines. I thought it was shake babies and sniff lines. Or was it shake hands and kiss babies? I don't remember. Anyway, it's all backwards now, dude. It's all backwards now. Right. It doesn't matter now. Oh man, it's the we're in the upside down, as Joe Rogan said. We're in the upside down, motherfuckers. We're in the upside down. Shit is bananas. Shit's starting to even out. Weird things are happening.
Weird things, huh?
Yeah. I mean, you know, this whole movie came out about child trafficking, and then all this.
What's the movie's name?
Sounds of Freedom.
Yeah.
We're supposed to go see it at some point.
Oh, I
don't
can't
know
wait.
when, but we'll figure it out.
Mhm.
And I don't know. Like I hear.
Well,
keep
I
seeing
heard you.
clips.
I heard you listening to a preacher recently about that.
Yeah, there was this dude on Instagram that was preaching about how people need to go see it, and that it's very moving.
Okay, so
And it's expected, but then there are other people that are saying that this is a movie to soften up the public for the truth. Now, the truth is, Epstein Island isn't the only island.
right, there has to be
And
more. If there's one.
That, like I said in our earlier podcast, evidence has shown that there's no time in history other the time now has the highest rate of slavery in the world ever.
And it's everywhere, right? It's everywhere.
You know, the thing is that every system in every country has a way of exploiting the poor and the weak and the old. And when you come to America, we have systems that say, if you're poor, if you're weak, if you're old, we got this thing here, this tool right here, this mouse tool, right?
What is it called?
It's called a GUN, and that's the Great Equalizer.
Ooh.
And what that means is that if somebody comes to hurt you and you're weak, and you're old,
And you're frail.
sick, and you're frail, you can go ahead and pick up that mouse tool right there and go ahead and even up odds.
Okay.
That means bang, bang, gang. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, I'm just saying, give us your weak, your old, your poor. Come on. We'll arm up. We'll get them all armed up, baby.
Well,
They'll all
that's a
be
good
toting.
saying.
Like, I'm just saying, this is America, and, you know, if we're going to have to go back to growing our own crops and growing our own freedom gardens,
They said get away from GMO.
and we're going to have to get away from GMOs, and we're going to have to do things on our own accord again at some point, then we might as well have fun while we're doing it. I'm just saying. You know? Why do we have to make it an uphill battle? I don't think it's a bad thing that I'm going to have fresh vegetables. It's going to be pretty cool.
Right.
My parents did it. I'm going to be able to make jam. Dude, fresh jam?
Wow.
I'm excited.
Fresh jam.
I'm-
That sounds so good.
I'm almost Mike Tyson excited about it. You know what I'm saying?
I might go get myself a cat. A
What?
tiger.
Oh, no.
You said Mike Tyson.
No.
You said,
you know what I mean
said
about
Mike Tyson.
You know what I mean about Mike Tyson excited when he was talking about how he get excited for a fight. I'm starting to get that excited about
Jam.
about my vegetables, making my jam.
The wildlife got you excited, huh?
Huh?
I said the wildlife got you excited.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's not a bad thing
Mm.
to, you know, do these things and have those freedoms to do these things. And I think we should exercise these freedoms to do those things, because being able to grow your own food, being able to, you know, have your own chickens, or, you know, have cattle, or be able to do these things, I think it's wonderful. I do.
I agree.
I think
Yeah,
it's
I
great.
think that's wonderful too.
I think it's great. I think it's great. I mean, I can't wait. I want to have some chickens. I just don't know about what the neighbors are going to think, honestly. Yeah, that's the only downside. They're going to be pissed, bro. Like,
Where's
bro,
that coming from?
Hey, how do you shut that chicken off? There's only one way to shut a chicken off. Only one way to shut a chicken off. Fry them, of course. You gotta cook that chicken, bro. That's the only way. That's the only off button for a chicken. You grab by the neck. You want me to tell you really how you do it? You want me to tell you? I'm gonna tell you all how to do it. Now, if you don't like this, you gotta censor it. But what you do is you gotta grab that. You gotta grab that cock by the neck. And you grab that cock and grab real tight. Grab that cock real tight. And then you take that cock and you swing it like that. Mm-hmm. And then you let it go.
Crack.
And you let it go, and it'll start running around with its fucking head all fucking floppy.
That's so mean.
How's it mean? It's already dead. You already flung him around and broke his fucking neck, dude. Yeah, that's all you do. Swing him twice. Whoop, whoop.
You know,
snap his neck and fucking he'll run around for a while. They'll flop down and you gotta fucking go and fucking chop them up, feather them off, and it'll be alright.
Wow. Well, I wouldn't have any remorse because I'll call my chickens fried chicken. Some of them's gonna be
that's KFC right
exactly.
there. That's Popeyes.
That's Kung Pao chicken. That one's chicken breast. That one's for dinner next Friday. That's why we call her dinner, you know. So we got fried chicken running around. We also got dinner.
That's chicken nugget right there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Chick-fil-A.
So when you go and eat them, you got no attachment.
Come here, little Chick-fil-A. How you doing, Chick-fil-A?
I mean, at least they're gonna be a little free range, right? They're not gonna be in like 4x.
So what do you call the cats?
Cats.
I got you. I love you, son. You know I had to Asian joke you there. But bro, I had to give you one. You know how it is.
You forgot about the dog.
You know You know I actually had dog.
Really? Where was it in? Where was it in?
It was in Korea. It was in Korea.
Woo! How did it taste?
Really good.
Really good.
Really good.
Rough good?
I was really drunk. It was fried on a stick.
Fried on a stick. Okay.
Fried dog on a stick.
Mm.
I ate it more than once.
Eating man's best friend.
Susie, I'm sorry. You're not in here good. She didn't have to hear this. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was dog.
Wow.
It was really, really it was tender. They know how to cook a fine dog. That's all I'm saying. Dog is fine meal. Meatloaf. That was a good song. Good movie.
You know, I can't. I don't think I'll be able to keep rabbits.
Why not?
Why not?
I'd eat them.
Because they'll start to eat all the carrots, but if the carrots go to them, and then we get to eat the bunnies, so...
Oh, I'd eat the bunnies.
Yeah.
Any animal that I get other than dogs and cats and horses.
Is that it? Dogs, cats, horses?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hamsters? No hamsters?
I mean,
Fish?
if I'm hungry enough, I'll eat a dog. I'll eat a cat. I'll eat a hamster if I'm hungry enough. I'll eat crickets if I'm really hungry. Like I'll eat chocolate covered grasshoppers if I need to. I don't care. But I prefer not to eat cats and dogs and rodents.
Make sure.
However, I have no problem eating snakes, alligator, anything. I mean, if it lives, crawls, I'll eat it.
Okay.
I'll eat it. I will.
If it lives,
if I can cook it, I'll eat it. Shit. I remember watching your grandpa cook sushi at a hot spring. Oh my goodness. You should have seen everybody looking at him because
he's the American.
And he's like trying to cook it with a fork over the damn.
Look at that American.
He's looking at me like, you motherfucker. I do have to pick a Japanese girl. Got it over here. No, it's all love though. It was great. It was good times.
People must have looked at him like, "Nani yatten no soitsu?"
No, actually, it was one of the private ones, so it was like, you know.
So you got to see it.
It was only family, you know. But it was funny. and him and great grandpa tried to like do a drinking contest,
Okay.
and they sat down. And my dad, he's Pabst Blue Ribbon, beer drinker, moonshine every once in a while type of guy, growing up type of dude. He drank beer, and occasionally schnapps or whatever, maybe another gin or there, gin here or there. But he was known for holding his liquor.
Okay.
However, your great grandfather,
Right.
not grandfather, great grandfather,
Yeah.
and my dad drank.
Right. And wasn't both of them in World War II? Or,
No.
wait, great grandpa was the
Great,
Japanese side, right?
yeah, and he was China.
Yeah, he was
Nanking.
over there.
He was one of the bicyclers,
Oh.
and he was a scout.
Mm.
So he wasn't soft.
So both of them were from some kind of war, right?
Well,
Both of them. So they
your
used to hold
grandpa
their
now,
liquor.
my dad,
Uh-huh.
he he went to the Navy and then was sent off to the other side of the world during Vietnam
Mm.
to another country.
Okay.
And then so he was in the military during wartime, but he didn't get to see action
Okay. But they
because
were
he was
both
on the other
in
side of the
military.
world. But they were both military, yeah.
Okay. So they know to hold their liquor.
Yeah, anyway, they're sitting there and they're drinking sake.
Ooh, sake.
Now, they're drinking sake, and Dad doesn't drink sake, first of all. And sake is rice wine. It's a derivative, like a rice vodka. And it will put you in the dirt. And you can have it cold or you can have it hot, and it tastes different. If you have it hot than if you have it cold. You have the same sake and have hot sake and cold sake, and it'll taste completely different. I like really crisp cold sake. I like really mild hot sake. So they're two different spectrums for me, and I have to have different types. Anyway,
Just showing off a bit.
they decided to drink, and I came home, and my dad, your grandpa, was sitting upstairs in our room on the couch, and his neck was like completely like this. Like this, and he was like out like a light. And your grandpa, your great grandpa, was, I think he was sleeping too, but he was in bed like usual.
Okay. So he was sleeping in bed.
Yeah, like usual.
Okay.
Now, at 3 a.m.,
At 3 a.m. What
something unusual happened.
Mhm.
After everyone had settled down and gone to bed, obviously, great grandpa decided, well, he had to go pee. And he drank so much, he thought he was already in the bathroom when he was in his room still. And he peed from his room to the bathroom. And we're talking a whole length of a house. He's got his dick swinging out, just pissing all over everything. And your grandma, remind you, he's the head of the household. This is great grandpa, right?
Mhm.
Your grandma, your bachan, comes down and starts screaming at him in Japanese. What are you doing? Put your dick away! what are you doing? This is embarrassing. Oh my gosh, and I'm just laughing. There's piss everywhere. He's pissed all over the wall. He managed to piss everywhere but the toilet. Oh, it was great. It was great. Good times. He got grounded for like almost, like, I don't know, a week or two.
A week or two.
From drinking. Like every time he would look at Mama and say, can I drink? And she would look at him and say, no. And she's younger, mind you. She's the younger one, right? She married his son, right? So he is the head of the house. He's like the old school top dog in the house. And oh my goodness. But yeah, and every time she was just like, nope, you can't drink yet. Mm-mm. Nope. She'd tell him 5 more days. Oh. Nah. 大変ね. He would say, that's difficult. but he would sneak to the refrigerator, and then like when she'd go upstairs, he'd get his drink on and then put it in and sneak outside, go on his bicycle, bro. Oh, I had him clocked, man. I had him clocked, bro. I learned a lot from that old man. He was a cool dude. But yeah, I had some times, man. I had some times in Japan. Good times.
That's nice. A lot of people that I meet personally, as soon as I meet them, I tell them half Japanese, and they'll always ask me questions.
Mm-hmm. Like what?
Like, what are the vending machines like? Is it true that there's a whole bunch of vending machines there that sell everything? I'm like, yeah, they sell pants, they sell clothes, they sell cell phones. I mean...
They sell beer?
Yeah, they sell beer.
They sell cigarettes, beer, everything. But you have to have a special license sent to you for the machine. So you have to like send in a copy of your license, and then they'll send you a card, and then you get that card in the mail, and then you use that card to buy beer. But who says I can't give my card to you? Be like, here, son, go get you a beer. You know, go get you a beer. And roll up, and the cop rolls up on you when you're trying to get to. Oi, nani yattendayo, man. Get a beer.
何やってんの?
何歳 ?20 歳
20歳なの?
Yeah. 20. That's right. 20.
Yeah. 20.
That's what you gotta say. I'm 20. Because 20 is the legal drinking age in Japan. 20 歳. ID はもういないよ。もう、あっちの部屋。My room over there. My house.
お家にあるんだよ。
お家にあるんだよ。あるよ。行く? Wanna come with me? Let's go. Yeah. And then I chill. Be fun.
But usually, after they ask me all their questions, they come back and say, hey, could you speak Chinese to me?
Who says that? Your friends?
People I meet on a daily basis.
Yeah, Chinese.
But once you Chinese, and I'll go, no, I'm Japanese, and they'll go, and then some other kid would be like,
Asian is they kind of put everybody that's Asian together.
I mean, there's Mandarin, Japanese, there's so many different kinds of
Filipino, languages. There's all kinds of Asian, but you know, Americans,
right? Lived in the state their whole entire lives.
No, some people they just don't. They haven't been exposed to that.
Right.
So that's what they just haven't been exposed to different cultures. But a lot of people have though. And times have changed. So now that we have the internet and
yeah, like they would have questions for me and they would somehow know, and that's because of the internet. The internet tells you.
If I looked at you, I'd be like, Mexican maybe, Filipino.
I mean, I'll go into stores, both Hispanic and Asian stores, and when I walk in, they think that I work there. They come up and ask me questions, and they'll be like, hey, do you know where this aisle is? No, I don't work here.
I love it.
And every time I see their shock, they're just...
I don't work here.
I don't
work here. I don't work here. Like, oh, excuse me, sir. I'm gonna come up to you in the Asian one day, and I'm gonna be like, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. I'm like, you're my dad. Stop. Oh, you're Asian, right? I just wanted to see if you could help me. Aren't you? Dad, stop, please. This is embarrassing.
That would be. That's a little devious, Dad.
Oh, well, I have to find a way to get back at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I peed on his head before when I was
No,
little,
sir.
so.
That has nothing to do with the pee on the head. I have nothing. That's no.
That's little kid stuff.
You were a little baby at that time. You know, when you were in California, what you did to me over the phone while I was at the sushi restaurant.
What did I do then?
Dude, you started talking like the lady that was outside the sushi restaurant. And you kept going, oh, Miss Johnson, table for two. And you were doing that shit on the phone.
Oh, good.
And it was making me laugh in front of a bunch of liberal California people.
I would
Made me look like I was a fucking racist, man. I have to find a way to get back at you. I will figure it out before the end
Mr. Brown.
Before the end of your senior year.
Is this your order?
I will pull a prank on you, and I will get you. I don't know what. I don't know how, but I will get you for that.
See you smiling.
Dude, I can't believe you said that shit to me.
Table for three.
Oh my God, he was like, oh, I was like, please stop. Please
I had
stop.
to tease him. He
It
was
not
so
good,
much.
man. It was bad.
Woo.
It was bad. It was one of those things where it was like the worst timing ever. You know, the worst. And I can't hold it. Because she's full on, you know, she's not from America. I mean, obviously. Sure, her thick accent. Oh, I'm from LA. I've been LA for my whole life. No, you haven't. You talk like you've been from Beijing, bitch. You's a Beijing bitch. You ain't been from LA. You from LA, Beijing. Oh, what you talk about? I'm not from LA. I'm not from Beijing. You know, I don't know.
You could have just used Japanese.
Yeah, I could have used that. But I wanted to use, like, my own Asian style. Just to fuck
You
with
sound
you.
like some of them South Park characters.
I am. They're going to be like, dude, you're racist. No, I'm not. How?
I got an Asian son.
I have an Asian son. He's your Asian slave. Oh, I get so mad when people say shit like that, though. Get mad as fuck. Be like, shut the fuck up and go have your own.
It's funny because people usually say, hey, Owen, could we have you in our family? I was like, no.
No. Can we have you in our family? No. Like, it just makes me laugh. It's like people, I know there are people out there that target families to take kids. And I think that shit's sad. I know it happens because I think I've heard stories about it, like on TV.
Okay.
Right? And when that happens, like, whew, that's terrifying, right?
Yeah, especially to a parent.
So imagine somebody likes you so much that they're like, oh, I want to be friends with your family, right? Because they like you so much. You're such a good kid. But then they find out, oh, maybe that family has got some type of thing going on that's wrong. So then they're going to tell on that family. So then you get taken away from that family. That's some weird shit, right?
Right.
I heard some stuff like that go down in Kansas.
Well, I will say that there are instances of that, especially for special cases where the parents are using heroin.
Well, I think, yeah, if you're using heroin, you probably shouldn't be around kids. And
Yeah.
probably shouldn't be around kids.
Or they're using
Probably-
fentanyl. Like
Fentanyl,
those hard drugs.
Probably shouldn't be around the kids.
Like those hard drugs, I understand.
Yeah, probably shouldn't be around kids. Here's my thing. Here's my kick, and I don't know if we've talked about this before. I know we planned about talking about this.
Well,
let's talk about it.
I want to finish this first.
This is on topic. This is on topic.
Okay, I trust you.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So, say we get a heroin addict, right? And he's got a family.
Okay.
He gets busted. Right?
Right.
Right now, as it stands, DCS or Department of whatever that takes away kids will come in, take away the kids, throw the parents in jail. Correct?
Yeah, child services do.
Child services, DCS, child services, right?
Yeah.
Now, I think there was a program in Japan, nonetheless, and I don't remember if we talked about this, but I know we planned about talking about this.
Yes. Of course.
No better time than the present.
Right. So, what is this that you're speaking of?
Well, there was this program.
Okay.
And the program was set that criminals that got caught, for first-time offenses, that were major offenses. And these aren't small offenses. These are major drug offenses, major crime offenses.
Is it like murder?
No.
No. Okay.
Not murder. But
all right.
crimes like white-collar crimes.
Misdemeanors and stuff.
No white-collar crimes like you got caught doing fraud to families or companies or whatever. Instead of taking away the family patriarch, right? They take the whole family and put the family in jail.
Put the whole family in jail because wait a minute. So.
Well, wait a minute.
So when you take away the head of the family, right? That's less income for the whole entire family, and now it's not a nuclear family anymore. So the solution to that is put the whole entire family in jail.
Yeah.
How would that affect that family? How do you think that would affect the family?
Well, I think we talked about this in another podcast in the past.
But you can expound on it now.
Well, to expand on a little more, that you can have programs for the kids, and you have programs for, the adults to go through rehab, and go through counseling, and go through job training, and then they come out, and then they can automatically have a job with a company. Automatically, it makes a great pay because they're a tech in that company, and then the family can grow from there.
Okay, so you can teach certain jobs to inmates and have them focus on it, like really focus on their job and how to get it right.
Whole families,
and
you even teach the family how to work together.
Okay.
So it's not just you're not just rehabbing because what they've learned in society is that, like for me, right, my good habits and my bad habits, you see. So you pick up good and you pick up bad, and you leave down good and you leave down bad, right? What they're trying to do is to make sure that the son does not follow the father's footsteps in crime.
Okay.
That the son sees and lives the exact same thing the father does in jail, because he understands the father's crimes and punishments. So he lives the same punishment his father does, so he knows what it's like. So he knows not to do it. Instead of creating a stigma against a police officer or the police, now you've taken away my dad. Fuck the police.
Right.
They took my dad.
I don't know him anymore.
Right.
You didn't give me that chance.
Yeah. A lot of resentment.
Okay.
Instead, now you've taken this family, you've put them all in jail, and now it's like, Dad,
what are we doing here?
What are we doing? Why are we here, Dad? And Dad's like, okay, listen, I'm gonna work hard. We're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get this program. Okay. And now everybody's pulling for Dad, but everybody else now has to learn to talk and communicate with their family. So if before it was domestic violence with the husband and the wife, well now they're both in jail. You have to live with the arguing and the domestic violence. And now you have to learn how to work it out with somebody teaching you how to work it out. Right?
Because we can't just let the family deteriorate like it is currently. So, is this the best solution?
I think it's a better solution.
It is a better solution. Like every idea, there's going to be ups and downs, but this one, it might seem like the good outweighs the bad.
I'm just
In
saying,
a certain sense.
it makes no sense to split families up, especially little babies, right? Little itty bitty babies and stuff.
Mhm.
Mothers that are heroin addicts or drug addicts before that didn't understand how to take care of babies and new mothers, they can really use that. And fathers that are heroin addicts, mothers and fathers that are both heroin addicts, that would be a great program for them to be in, right?
Right.
Because then they can learn how to talk to each other. They get through the thing. They learn job training. They learn how to take care of a baby. Things like that.
I think there should be good selection with that, however.
I think it should be based on but it also, if you take someone that's doing white collar crime and they're stealing from multi-million-dollar families, companies, funds, whatever, you take their whole family and you put them in the same place as the heroin addict, what does that do to that family? It brings their ego from here, where they thought these people are nothing, and it makes them see that they're actual people. It makes them live on their level. I think it's something that could be done, and be done in a sense of white collar crime just as much as a heroin addict. I think that would be one of those things where, remember we talked about how you make people feel poor?
Mm-hmm.
That's a start. That's the bottom. And then you make them, especially if they've robbed the country, you make them go from that point, and then they work their way up from a halfway house to a regular house, to a poor regular house, and they have to work up through society again.
Because I think that everybody that has been poor before knows
But this
that
is incarcerated, and living with people that are poor first, and then moving out, and then moving from ground zero. Because I don't know. I've talked to a lot of people. I've been in the military, so I can't say the jail side of things, and I don't want to know that side because that's the whole point, is to not go there.
Right.
You know, that's what it's always been for me, is all of my choices, all of my life have been like, oh, do I want to do that? Is that going to make me go to jail? Nah, I'm not going to do that. No thanks, I'm out.
Okay.
Right? All of my choices have been that way.
Yeah.
So it's always been the game to stay out of there.
Alright.
So I wouldn't be able to speak from that experience. But
You can speak from a different perspective.
my perspective of being in a rehab where I had everything taken away and I had to be with people on that level really opened up my eyes to other people's perspective and brought me down to another level of learning about everybody.
Okay.
So if I can learn that on my level where I was at in my point in my life, they can definitely learn on that level too. So that's why I put a little more thought into it. But I think it could be something that could be implemented here in the States.
Alright, for white collar crime.
For everybody.
For everybody.
For families. I mean families. So when you have crime families is what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Criminal families. The head of the household gets in trouble. The head of the household. If you're the head of the household, I'm the head of the household here. Right? So if I get in trouble robbing a bank or something, we all go to jail. For whatever term it is, 3 years.
Because you can't
3 years.
What about people where they
Because
can't
I can't take care of you. I'm the head of the household. Nobody's going to be able to take care of the house. Nobody's going to be able to pay the cars. Right? So
Right.
what's that do to you and her? It puts
Leaves
you
us
guys on the
debt.
street. Puts you in debt. Now you're part of the state. You see how it gets? But if we take the family, and we put you come with me and her, and I go and I learn a trade.
Mhm.
So I go learn how to put on roofs.
Right, a skill that
A skill.
can't be denied.
Something.
Okay,
I learn a skill.
and you set them up.
Right? And you have to go to school there.
Mhm.
So now you're in there going to school. She has to learn how to be a mother there or something. How to cook. Right? So then she's learning how to cook there. Right? So she's doing cooking classes. You understand?
Yeah.
It's like it's a rehab facility basically.
My question is, I don't know if there's enough good people to run that. Because
There's always going to be people
there's
that,
always going to be
no
bad
matter
people,
what you do.
no matter what you do.
That's what I was told a
The
long
best
time
he can
ago.
do is teach the best he can, right? And find the best qualifications, and then
The best you can do is come up with the best and brightest ideas that you have, and hope that when you implement them, the right people take them over.
right,
There will always be people
twist it.
that will try to bend the rules,
Yeah.
that will try to contort things, that will try to, find a loophole in trying to make things evil or mess things up. But you have to take the good with the bad.
Right. You got
It's
to pick
kind
the lesser evil.
Yeah, the lesser of the two evils, or you can't ever fly if you never jump, type of thing. All that stuff. But anyway, I think that's it, man.
Yeah.
I think we're done.
I think we're done too.
Well,
So that was episode 38 of the Generational Podcast. And we'll see you next time on episode 39. Don't
Yeah.
forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Yeah.
And leave a comment if you can.
if you want, or don't. Either way, I won't look at it. He might. I'm not a. You know me. I'm not one of them comment fellers.
Well,
I don't
we'll try
care
our
about
best.
your damn comments. Keep your damn comments to yourself. We don't need that stuff. I'm just kidding.
Hey, well, see you later. Peace.
Bye. Toodles.
Doodle.